Good morning and happy holidays. Also, maybe Happy New Year. This might come out around New Year's instead of before Christmas. I haven't even posted my Christmas New York City vlogs yet. I promise they're coming. Please be patient. I am trying so hard to stay on schedule and I'm epically failing. But welcome back to my new apartment that I am now living in by myself. Here I am at 26, living alone for the first time, and this apartment is mostly set up, but not quite, which is why I'm probably not going to do a full apartment tour, but you did get to see the lovely living room area. RV. The living room is set up and it's very cute and cozy. The rest of the house is a little bit of a work in progress. Luckily, this apartment is quite small, so it doesn't take a lot to decorate. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and it just kind of has an easy flow from living room to kitchen all the way back to the bedroom. It is an older apartment. It's actually in a house that was divided, and the house is literally 125 years old. I gotta fact check myself, but over 100 years old, and we have the original hardwood floors and lots of cool details. I absolutely love it. As someone who is a huge history noob and an architecture noob, this was really exciting, and I feel very at home here. I also adore my neighborhood. So the entire neighborhood is part of the historic district, and so there's actually this tour, this historic home tour that I think happens either once a year or maybe every other year. And some of my neighbors are on this tour because they have historic homes here. And I guess like all these homes are historic. They are literally part of, I think, like some of the city's very first homes. I know there's a house down the street that dates back all the way to, I think it's like 1890 something. And I think the oldest homes in my city are roughly 1870s. I mean, there are some more like primitive cabins that were built in like the 1700s, but when the city was really considered a city, those are some of the oldest houses. So I'm thinking next year I might need to do that, and that would be so cool because then I would get to potentially see the inside of my neighbors' homes, and they have some gorgeous, gorgeous houses. But one day I will show you the entire apartment. I have like before videos, so I'm really excited to add on the after videos. We are probably going to do a little bit of home decor shopping, some thrifting. I'm trying to do a picture frame wall collage thing in my bedroom right now, and I'm not very good at those, and I'm having a really hard time finding things that I like, but we're gonna go check out some thrift stores, antique stores, see what we can find. I think we're also going to go to a cafe because it is a Sunday, a cold Sunday morning, and nothing is better on a cold Sunday morning than a nice hot coffee. So I think we're gonna sit down and enjoy a drink, and I might do some work on my computer for a little bit, and then we're gonna go out and do some shopping. But that is on the agenda today, along with some book chats. I have been reading a book that's really interesting. I actually found it from a podcast, and then the sequel to Mona Awad's Bunny. So a lot going on. And I finished an Allie Hazelwood book. Finally. So yeah, let's go out. Let's get some coffee. Let's do some thrifting and just have a fun, cozy little Sunday.
I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out on a walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine. I just wanna see the same things you can see, understand the meaning on a new degree. should happen when you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
Okay, I am back home. I did indeed pick up these little candlestick holders. Yeah, Arby. They were advertised as brass, but they're definitely not because they're incredibly light, which I like. I don't mind that at all. I don't know where these are going to go, but I'm going to find a place. I also got, hold on, I have to check. This is literally my favorite thrift find of the entire month. Hold on. This gorgeous girl. Oh my goodness. I've been looking for something like this and I found one online, but it was like $50 and this was $20, I believe. The candle did not come with it. I just bought this. I'm not going to use real wax candles because I just think that they are a little dangerous with a cat. Yeah, because of you, Arby. She would set our house on fire. But I think she's just adorable. I love it. I think I'm going to put it next to the door. That will be after New Year when I take all of the Christmas stuff down and we're going to put it up, and I can't wait. Anyway, I actually have to go. I have a painting date with a friend at a local bar, so I think it's like drinks and painting. I'm not great at painting, but I've been interested in starting it as a hobby, and I think this is watercolor, which I am better at in my little experience that I have with painting. So yeah, I'm gonna go on my painting date and then we're gonna come back and I talk about books and have cozy tea and a hot bath and chit chat. Anyway, I'll see you then. Okay, I did not film at the painting date, but this is what I ended up with and I had a lot of fun. Now we'll head back home for the rest of the evening. Now, a moment to reflect on my current situation. Guys, I'm going to be so honest, I've had an absolute whack-ass year. I didn't expect to be diving into 2026 divorced and living alone at the ripe age of 26. I mean, I think most divorcees don't expect that or plan for it. I didn't expect to be finding a place on my own, working for months to turn an empty house into a home, and rediscovering myself with this new life and new identity. Though I don't think my identity has completely changed, but something has certainly shifted. I mean, how can it not after all of this, right? Despite this newfound life, I'm learning to love it. I'm learning to love a quiet home with just me and a little furball. I'm learning to embrace cooking alone, having solo movie nights and coffee dates. However, it's important to note that just because I live alone doesn't mean I am alone. I think when you're embracing the single life, it's important to indulge as much time with your friends as possible. I'm lucky to have such a tight-knit community around me with friends I see every single week. Sometimes I see them so often I'm actually relieved to get home and be alone. What can I say? I'm a quiet homebody at heart. Thankfully, I've always been kind of an independent person. I've always enjoyed my own company and don't feel lonely very easily, which is such a blessing, especially when life takes this kind of turn. Before I end my night with a warm, cozy bath, we have some books to talk about. Arby. First and foremost, I finally finished the Ali Hazelwood book that I've been working on for 2 months, I think, maybe 3. It took me a long time to finish the book, not because it was uninteresting or bad. I just had a lot going on in life, and obviously moving into an apartment, there's been a lot happening, so I fell into a little bit of a reading slump. Thankfully, I've used the last 2 weeks to get out of that reading slump, and I did finish the book, and I did enjoy it. It was not my favorite Ali Hazelwood book, but it was still very entertaining. I was still interested and invested in the characters and the story. It is very Ali Hazelwood coded, where the female protagonist is in STEM, and then there's a love interest, and then there's some kind of dilemma, and in this particular book, it is the fact that they have a considerable age gap. I think it's 10 years. But it's based in Italy during the summer, so very pretty setting. Since I finished that book, I've since moved on to this book by Glynis McAnall. It is called I'm Mostly Here to Enjoy Myself, and I actually discovered this off of a podcast called Financial Confessions, and the author was a guest on that podcast. This book is actually a memoir. It is the author's story about how she goes to Paris for, I believe, 6 weeks. And really it's about how she's just finding time to enjoy herself. Okay, get it, Arby? Yeah, get it. She lives an unconventional life by normal society standards. She is in her 40s, she's unmarried, she doesn't have kids, and she's actually really happy. And she spends her time in Paris, having fun, meeting dudes, and discovering herself. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I am a little under halfway, I think, and I've already underlined multiple things that just really spoke to me. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on this one. Next, we have We Love You Bunny, which I haven't actually started this one yet, but it is happening over the Christmas break when I am home and don't have anything to do. So I've talked about the first book a little bit, and I read the first one months ago. I think it was in the fall, or if not, it may have been in the summertime actually. And I thought that was a very interesting book. I really love Mona Awad's writing style. It's very fascinating, and I don't know if that was just the Bunny series that she writes like this, or if it's her writing in general. But I was very intrigued. I really enjoyed the story, even though most of the time I wasn't really sure what was going on, which is kind of the point of the book. If you've read it, you might know what I'm talking about, and that there's a lot of things that are not explained, and honestly, I don't think the author even really explains it. I think that's kind of fun though, because then you get to use your brain and come up with these theories of what might actually be happening, and then you can go online and connect with communities and chit chat about it. And there's tons of online theories. I found some really cool ones on Reddit. So if you read the book and you're like, WTF, what just happened? I recommend checking out the Reddit threads. So yeah, I haven't started it yet, but I'm really excited to, and I will keep you guys posted on this one as well. Arby, what? What do you need? What's going on, my dude? My guy. For now, I'm going to start up a very warm bath. I'm going to light my candles. I'm going to try to prevent Arby from getting in the bathtub with me, which he has done. And I'm going to read and enjoy myself. But thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.